take a look on the bow Incarnon, starting with the Incarnon perks. Bow Incarnon perks, starting with the Incarnon form. Range and heavy attack efficiency, 4 range and 50% heavy attack efficiency. That is a buff, you can already tell. Not even talking about the other stuff. Sprint speed, bullet jump, which is always good, and the melee damage. First perks we have parry angle, combo count chance of blocking with over 450 armor. We can achieve that with some Archon shards, and it seems pretty good. Increase damage by 30 with melee weapon equipped, 100% combo count chance. That is already also good. Good question is, melee weapon equipped, do you need to manually toggle F, or you can just melee? If you can just melee and have, this one is probably better, but this one it feels better to have this all the time, but you never know. This one should be the go-to, but I'll just leave this one there. The other round range, 0.5 range, heavy attack efficiency, only melee movement speed. With this, we're gonna be getting to 70% heavy attack efficiency, so we can drop reflex coil. This is my choice. Last ones are chance of bleed on impact, critical chance and status chance, and a massive increase on status chance. This is the differential that allows you to scale, in theory, scale. The status chance is already pretty decent. With this one, I haven't even done the math with Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds, but it would be already pretty decent. With this one, the status would be kinda insane, 62%. God damn, this would be so crazy. But to be honest, I can see you using this if you're going to make a build for Hidden Herit or something like that. It's the only way I can see it scaling pretty well. It's with Hidden Herit. This one seems too in the middle, not too good, not too bad. I think the other ones sound much better. This one is just what I'm gonna pick, and what in theory should allow us to get some pretty good results. And before we even get into a build, we gotta think on what they wanted to do with this. And you know, the whole purpose of the Incarnon weapons is to really revive them, give them, make so people use them more. The bow prime, which is the one that I chose to put this, or the bow family, is just really classic and probably one of the first primes or the oldest primes in the game. And yeah, they made it. They made a good buff, made it interesting to use. You're gonna see soon. But if we put onto the great scheme of things, it is just mediocre because you have a ton of better options. They simply turned the bow prime into a alternate version of the Torpedo prime. I'm not even saying better version, because in order to get slash, which is one of the best things it has, you need to get the impact procs, and the Torpedo just has innate slash, or the slash is the high on the IPS weighting. And talking about staffs and polearms are pretty similar, and when you move over to polearms, you have the Gwendal Prime, you have the Legion, you have the what's the other one? The Arthuss Prime, which are all slash based, and straight out the way, they are much better than the bow prime. So yeah, these Incarnon perks did make the weapon more usable, more interesting to have. The Incarnon evolution and this perk just made it so you drop reflex coil if you're using a tank frame. or just a bit more armor. You can try and make different builds, or you can even use this for stat stick. Not meaning like you're gonna get like a ton more, but that it is a decent candidate because of the 30% to status chance for a stat stick. But also this one for stat stick seems pretty interesting. Maybe if you use Garden Derision, who knows? Possibilities are quite a lot. This is the first thing that I've made. I also have Arcane Strike on my frame, so keep that in mind. The attacks are going to be pretty fast. That conversion to slash actually translates pretty well. You can see the relentless combination just going on there. There we go, the Incarnon form. It's really range, and yeah. But you'll feel more is the range. The range feels pretty good. Look at that. 7 meters. Yep. Pretty good. Can probably make this huge. But the thing is, this thing works. You'll eventually kill enemies. There's also guaranteed impact procs on the stance. On this one, the forward blocking, and just E twice. The first attack has guaranteed. So you can just spam it, or you can also heavy attack. If you manage to get a slash proc with a heavy attack, you're actually gonna deal a pretty good amount of damage. It's just the way that the heavy attack is made, or the way you swing it, is what it holds it a bit back, because you're really gonna get the chance of getting a headshot with the second attack, or just slide and heavy attack. You guys know, if you armor strip, you can get up to the tens of millions with a heavy attack and a headshot on an armor stripped enemy, and it is pretty interesting. There we go, 700k. It's pretty good for a slash proc on a heavy attack. That's, I would say that's pretty acceptable. 219k. Yep, not bad. That's really how it goes. It is a variation of some slash pole arms and even the type beetle. But this is with this option to go for bleed on impact procs. If you've chosen the status chance one and you want to go for a stat stick, do it. When I'm taking a look on these weapons, I do focus on them as weapons to use and not as stat sticks. So you gotta use them as you wish, as it pleases you, as it better suits your playstyle. That's what I think. I think it was a pretty decent buff. It has nothing spectacular going on, but it does make this weapon much more usable, especially if you get it on the circuit, which I think is kind of one of the focus of these Incarnons, to be honest, is to make old weapons viable to use on the circuit, because, well, they're already forcing us to choose one of them anyway, so why not have one that has something extra going on. Now, if I were to make, I even have a ribbon for this. I have this one, but the heat actually gets in the way. I get much less slash procs because I get much less impact procs. So then, as good as the ribbon is, it doesn't help a lot when trying to get slash procs. I'm not gonna try for now adding status chance and turning this into a heat build, but I'm pretty sure this would be kind of crazy because, yeah, the stats are pretty decent, the perks are pretty okay, but the 30% increase to status chance, that is actually massive. the amount of procs we would get per hit, we would probably get to what, 3 stats per hit, maybe with a chance of getting a 4th one because of the Riven, and if I add some more status chance, who knows? Things might get crazy, might get really crazy. But yeah, the bow, the Incarnon Genesis for the bow is definitely a buff. It makes it usable and viable, but really in the even more for a stat stick, but in the great scheme of things, as I said in the beginning, it is not. Take a look at the Taipidu, which is another staff. Build is not even it's as close to the bow build as I could make. It doesn't have the attack speed here, and it has reflex coil, I think. Yeah. You'll notice the difference is noticeable. I need to get my strike going. The bow does feel a bit better, but yeah, this one already could do the job, Slash proc, heavy attack. As for spreading, that slash works as equal, but it is that thing. They made a variation because of the range. The bow actually feels much better, but yeah, it's a kind of version of a slash staff, which already exists as a polearm, or as a few of them. So that's it. I left the bow for last on this how can I even say, this week of Incarnons, because I knew it wasn't a big deal, and I went with 0 expectations, and I think it's pretty okay. Leave a like if you haven't yet, subscribe, and peace.